They've sold you a lie, a poison wrapped in pretty words. It's too late. Too late to start that business. Too late to change careers. Too late to build the life you dreamed of. Society whispers that success comes with a deadline, that if you miss the golden years, the door is locked forever. And so, you freeze. You scroll through highlights of people who made it early and wonder why you didn't. Regret becomes your shadow, and action a distant dream. But here's the truth. Time has no favorites. It's not rushing against you. It's standing still, waiting for your command. Time is neutral. It doesn't care how old you are, how many mistakes you've made, or how late you feel. The only thing that makes time valuable is action, and that's in your hands right now. This is where Stoicism enters, a philosophy born in chaos, designed to turn fear into fuel. The Stoics didn't waste life crying over what's gone. They mastered the art of using what's left. And now, their wisdom can rewrite your story. Today, I'll share 10 lessons that have built empires and shaped legends. Lessons that will turn your fear into fire and prove that starting over isn't just possible, it's powerful. Ready to crush the deadline myth? Let's begin. Lesson 1, you're not broken, you're unfocused. They told you your past defines you, and you believed it. Every failure etched into your identity, like a scar you can't hide. That job you quit, that business that collapsed, the relationship that ended badly. Now, every time you think about starting over, that voice whispers, why bother? You've already proven you can't win. But here's the truth. You're not broken. You're not cursed. You're just unfocused. Stoicism teaches that you control your choices, not your history. The past? It's a library, not a prison. You can either keep rereading the same sad chapter or pick up the pen and write something new. Picture this. Two people, both 40. One stares into the mirror and sighs, I wasted 10 years. The other smiles and says, I have 10 years of experience to build from. Same age, same time left, only one truth. Mindset changes everything. You're not late. You're loaded with wisdom paid for in pain. That's your edge. The question is, will you use it? Because the moment you stop letting history chain you down, you become unstoppable. And that brings us to lesson 2, where the real freedom begins. Controlling what's truly yours. You've been playing a losing game, trying to control everything except yourself. You obsess over the years you lost, the people who got ahead, the doors that closed, and every scroll through social media feels like a dagger. Look at them. They started earlier. They're winning. You can't catch up. Stop. This is where most people stay stuck, chained to things they can never change. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. 2 lists, one for what's yours, one for what isn't. Your age, not yours. The economy, not yours. Their success, not yours. Your choices today, that's yours, and that's where freedom lives. Seneca said, he who is everywhere is nowhere, and that's you. Scattered, exhausted, powerless, because your energy leaks into things you'll never command. Bring it back. Tighten the circle. Stop chasing storms and start steering your own ship. Here's the truth. The world outside will never bend for you. But your actions, your habits, your discipline, that's iron in your hands. Control those and you become untouchable. And when you do, you'll understand lesson 3. Why discipline, not motivation, is the currency of late bloomers. You've been waiting for that spark. That perfect wave of motivation to carry you into your new life. But let me ask you this. How long have you been waiting? Months? Years? Here's the cold truth. Motivation is a ghost. It shows up when it wants, and it leaves when you need it most. If you build your future on motivation, you're already doomed. Discipline. That's the real currency of late bloomers. The Stoics knew this. They didn't wake up asking, do I feel like enduring hardship today? No, they acted because virtue demanded it. Because excellence is built on structure, not mood. Picture this. Two people decide to start running. One says, "I'll run when I feel like it." The other says, "I run every day at 6 a.m., no matter what." Guess who finishes the marathon? Guess who transforms their life? It's never the one waiting for a feeling. Discipline is freedom in disguise. It doesn't chain you, it liberates you from chaos, laziness, regret. And the best part? You don't need to be talented, you just need to show up every single day. Because every day you show up, you prove lesson 4. Time isn't against you, it's fire, and it can burn for you. You've been taught to fear time, like it's a predator hunting you down. Every birthday feels like a warning. Every gray hair feels like a loss. And that fear, it paralyzes you. You think, what's the point? I'm running out of time. So you freeze, and the clock keeps ticking. But the Stoics saw time differently. Time is fire. It will burn no matter what. The question is, will it destroy you or forge you? When you fear time, you waste it. When you respect it, you use it. Picture two people at 50. One is still dreaming, saying, "Someday, I'll start." The other wakes up, sharpens his focus, and moves. 5 years later, one is exactly where he was. The other, building something incredible. Same time, different choices. Seneca said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." You don't need more time. You need more urgency. Treat every hour like borrowed fire, because it is. Stop staring at the flames. Start using them to light your way. And if you've ever felt crushed by your past mistakes, Lesson 5 will show you how to turn those wounds into weapons. You hate your past. You replay the failures like a broken record, the wrong turns, the lost chances, the dreams you dropped. And every memory feels like proof that you'll never make it. That pain, you've been using it as a prison. But the Stoics knew the truth. Struggle is not your curse, it's your crucible. Epictetus was born a slave. No freedom, no power, no privilege. And yet, he became one of history's greatest philosophers, not because life was easy, but because he forged strength in the fire of suffering. That's the secret. The pain you hate can become the power you need. Psychology agrees. Growth isn't born in comfort, it's born in chaos. The scars you carry are proof you've survived storms others can't imagine. That means you're armed with lessons, resilience, and grit. Your wounds, they're weapons if you choose to wield them. You can sit and regret, or you can turn your history into horsepower. Every mistake becomes a map, every scar a shield. You are not damaged, you are battle-tested. And when you accept that, you unlock the next truth. Lesson 6, why detaching from the finish line is the only way to win the race. You've been obsessed with the end game, the big win, the dream life where everything finally feels perfect. But here's the trap. When your eyes are locked on the finish line, the weight of the distance crushes you. You start strong, but the results don't come fast enough, and you quit. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Outcomes are never fully in your control, but effort always is. They taught the art of detachment from results. Your job isn't to win the race, your job is to run well, today, one step at a time. Picture this, 2 marathon runners. One keeps checking the clock, panicking about his pace, his ranking, the finish line. The other, head down, focused on his breath, his stride, the road beneath his feet. Guess who lasts longer? Guess who finishes stronger? Detach from the obsession with someday. Obsess over today, the reps, the habits, the actions you can take now. Because when you stop living for the finish line, you start living in the process, and that process builds greatness. And once you conquer this, you'll be ready for Lesson 7, how to silence the enemy inside your own mind. The loudest voice stopping you isn't out there, it's in here. That whisper that says, you're too old, too late, too far gone. And you listen. You let that voice paralyze you, and before you know it, another year slips by. The Stoics faced this too. Fear, doubt, self-criticism. Their solution? Negative visualization and rational thinking. They asked, what's the worst that could happen? Because when you drag your fears into the light, they shrink. Ask yourself, what's worse, trying at 40 and failing, or reaching 80 and wondering what could have been? The truth is, failure stings for a moment. Regret lasts a lifetime. Your inner critic isn't a prophet, it's a liar. It feeds on comfort and fear. Starve it. Replace its voice with reason. Can I act today? Can I improve by 1%? If the answer is yes, then move. That's Stoicism in motion. Action over anxiety. Logic over lies. Because once you silence the enemy within, you're ready to face the truth in Lesson 8. Your real deadline is death, and that's what makes life urgent. You live like time is infinite, like there's always another tomorrow, another chance, another someday. But there isn't. The Stoics practiced memento mori. Remember, you must die. Not to depress themselves, but to sharpen their purpose. Because nothing wakes you up like realizing the clock will hit 0. Let me ask you, if you had 365 days left to live, would you keep scrolling? Would you keep delaying? Or would you finally do the thing you've been dreaming about for years? That business, that book, that body, that life. We act like we're immortal, and that illusion is the root of mediocrity. The truth? Every day is borrowed. Every sunrise is alone, and death isn't your enemy. It's your reminder, the fire under your feet, the reason to move now, not next week, not next year. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Imagine living like that. No hesitation, no excuses, just urgency. The kind that builds legacies. And speaking of legacies, Lesson 9 will reveal why you must stop chasing applause and start building something real. Here's a hard truth. Most people aren't living, they're performing. Every decision filtered through one question. Will they approve? You post, you buy, you grind, not for purpose, but for applause. And that's why you feel empty, no matter how many likes or compliments you collect. The Stoics warned against this trap centuries ago. They called it slavery, living chained to the opinions of others. Because when your worth depends on their applause, they own you. And here's the kicker. The crowd is fickle. They cheer today, they boo tomorrow. If you live for them, you die with them. Contrast this. One person spends life chasing approval, trends, validation, recognition. Another anchors to virtue, discipline, courage, wisdom. One builds a legacy, the other builds illusions. Which one do you want to be? Stop asking, will they like it? Start asking, will I respect myself for doing it? Because in the end, the likes disappear, but self-respect stays. Build for that. Build for the person in the mirror, not the strangers on your feed. And when you do, you'll unlock the ultimate Stoic secret in Lesson 10, the power of one small win. You look at your dream, the business, the body, the new life, and it feels massive, impossible. So you freeze under the weight of your own ambition. But the Stoics knew the secret. Greatness isn't built in leaps, it's built in inches. Seneca wrote about small steps, deliberate progress. Why? Because the mind can conquer today, but it drowns in the thought of forever. So stop asking, how will I transform my life? Start asking, what can I win today? One workout, one chapter, one honest hour of work. Here's the truth. Big dreams aren't achieved by grand gestures. They're earned through relentless micro-movements. Think of compounding. 1% better every day turns into unstoppable momentum. And that first small win, it's not just progress, it's proof. Proof that you can act. Proof that the mountain can be climbed. Don't underestimate the quiet power of starting small, because when you stack enough tiny victories, something incredible happens. The gap between who you are and who you want to be disappears. Now the question is, what's your one win today? Take it, own it, because that's how empires and legends are built. Look around. The graveyard of dreams is overflowing, full of people who said, someday. They waited for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling, and they never moved. That's the cost of hesitation, a life unlived. But you You've seen the truth. 10 Stoic lessons that strip away every excuse. You're not broken, only unfocused. Control what's yours. Trade motivation for discipline. Let time burn for you, not against you. Turn wounds into weapons. Detach from the finish line. Silence the enemy within. Remember death and use it. Stop performing for applause and win the day, one small step at a time. Now the camera shifts to two people, same age, same chance. One closes this video and scrolls back to the noise, letting another year vanish. The other stands up, starts small, moves forward. 5 years from now, one is drowning in regret, the other is unrecognizable because they chose now. And here's the truth that should haunt you. This moment is all you have. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. So here's your call. If you're breathing, you're not too late. You're standing at the fork in the road. Comfort on one side, greatness on the other. Start walking before this screen goes dark, because the world won't wait, and neither should you.